Breaking news from Sri Lanka. Pilot whale mass stranding, Panajura Beach, Sri Lanka. The animals were fatigued and stressed. They were smashing their tails around, which was risky for the people in the water. It was difficult for the men, who were also fatigued, to turn them upright against the crashing waves, to direct them into the surf and to move them beyond their own height of water. If you've never been in this situation, please don't be quick to judge. Many on social media were commenting on how the people on the ground were mishandling the whales. It is important to note that they were not. If they looked like they were wrestling the animals, it is because they were doing everything in their power to manage animals that were between 3 to 5.5 meters, 10-18 feet, weighing in at 1,000 to 3,000 kilograms. Whales breathe from their blowholes that are located at the tops of their heads, and that they need to ensure the airways remained unblocked. They tried their level best to keep the animals upright, but it was hard. The waves kept tossing the animals and the people. They were working in darkness, apart from the lights of a bunch of 4x4 vehicles who turned up to help. The moon was behind clouds, so we had no real natural light to work with. These people cared less about their own safety in the crashing surf than the safety of these animals, in a very difficult time in our planet's history. The whales were stuck in a treadmill. They would be guided past some of the crashing waves, but they were weakening and the waves would push them back. Then the process would start again. One female did not survive. Watch this to see some of the things we can learn from stranded people, dead animals. This is valuable scientific information, which is why we ask you to keep reporting.
විතරයි ඉතුරුලා තියෙන්නේ. එහා පැත්තේ.
Dr. Asha Divas live at the site in Panadura where there were about 60 pilot whales stranded on the beach this afternoon. They've been out here since from about 1:30 in the afternoon. Many of them seem to have been pushed back into the water by the heroic efforts of the local villagers, the Navy, the police. But there are still some animals struggling here in the shallow waters. So that is problematic. You can see behind me now they've got a jet ski. They're going to try to get the animals out because the key thing right now is to get the animals past the wave break, past that reef so that they can go into deeper water. The problem is the people are very tired, the animals are very tired. So it's a really, really hard operation. One of the key things I've noticed is that when the animals are in the water, the animals are often on their side, which means water is going in their blowholes. That's a problem because then they can't breathe. So I've been trying to advise people to turn the animals, to let the animals breathe freely. That's really, really important if you want to make sure that they're safe. Right now the key thing is urgency. We have to move fast. If you want to make sure these animals are safe, we need to get them out as fast as possible before they get incredibly tired. Also, it's not just these animals. There are lots of animals along this coast right now. We don't have much light. There's a lot of people come out to help in a very tricky situation. So we can just keep our fingers crossed and really hope for the best, and also be very grateful to everyone who's out here doing what they can to save these animals. I'm back here in Panadura reporting live on one of the whales that stranded yesterday, and as you can see, it's an unfortunate situation. The animal didn't survive. It was very fatigued. This is actually the animal I was with last night, and it died while I was on watch, so it's a pretty tragic situation. You can see here the characteristics of a pilot whale, though. It's kind of a good opportunity to look at some of the characteristics. You can see this quite square bulbous head that it's got. It's called a blackfish because of the coloration of its body. And if you walk around the side, you can see here, just so you can see, there's a blowhole over here. This is what it exhales from, inhales from. This is essentially its nose. Because it's the toothed whale, it will have only one blowhole, so you can see that right here. Over here, you can see the dorsal fin. The dorsal fin shape is very indicative of what gender this animal is. So you can see it's quite forked, it's rounded on the inside, it's not huge. So this alone can tell us that it is actually a female animal, which is quite handy when we're out at sea. Oftentimes with whales and dolphins, it's very hard for us to tell the gender at sea, but with killer whales and pilot whales, we can look at the shape of this dorsal, which is really, really handy. Let's just walk around to this side now and maybe have a quick look at the underside of what we have here. So right here, you can see on the underbelly, you can see this line. This is the umbilical scar. So that's what we see here. And as you move further down the animal, you will see here the genital slit. On either side, you have the mammary slits. So we know it's a female, not just because of the dorsal fin shape and size, but we also know because of this. If it was a male, you would see the umbilical slit, you'd see a genital slit, and further down you would see an anus. You wouldn't see these mammary slits, and you wouldn't see such a long genital slit. So this is very characteristic as well. And I'll just take you around to the back just to see the tail fluke. You can see the shape of it. It's quite characteristic once again. It's a pretty hefty animal. This animal was about 15 feet long. So quite a long animal, quite a big animal. It's probably an adult, full-grown adult actually. And yeah, it's sad to see it like this washed up on the beach, but this is kind of the inevitability of a situation like this. The authorities and the teams on the ground did as much as they could last night to try to save this animal, but they managed to get some of them out to sea, but we are hearing of a couple of them that have not survived, that are washed up on the beach. So we are here today to try to just get some more observations, perhaps get some more data of this incident.